cop and throw him in jail, because I consider it a very serious offense. And United States Code, Title 18, 241, 242 of the United States Code tells me it's a $10,000 fine and 10 years in prison for that cop to intimidate a United States citizen, okay? And it seems to me like no matter how many laws I look up, nothing gets done.
Okay, sir. Well, I am a dispatcher, and I don't have the answers for you, but I'll be more than glad to transfer you to our station officer, Officer Record, okay? Hold one moment.
Yes, Officer Record of the, I understand that you said that you was there Homeland Security for, 9 years, federal and stuff like that. So I'm assuming.
That's irrelevant to my job now. That's completely irrelevant. That's just on your history for any job you've had prior to this. I worked for the Police Department for the last 3 years. Now, what question can I help you with?
Okay, Officer Record, I'm going to have a very polite conversation with you.
I appreciate that. That would be great.
Okay. Now, I have done research. If 3015 of Florida statute specifically states on them boom cars that you can arrest them, okay, and you swore an oath under the Florida Constitution, that's 876 of the Florida statutes, that means you can't get one penny unless you swore that oath. And I know that all people that work for the state, they have to swear that oath. And Article 2, Section 7 of the Florida Constitution says unnecessary noise will not be tolerated. Not only that, you can arrest them boom cars under 8 or 610 of the Florida statutes, which is put emergency vehicles in danger. So now they're Officer Record, there's all kinds of laws that you can arrest these boom car punks. These terrorists under 876 of the Florida statutes. You can take away their vehicles under 932 contraband. Yes.
You are currently yelling at me. Now that is uncalled for and unnecessary.
I'm very frustrated.
I can understand that.
And see, here's the thing, Officer Record. I'm the type of person, if I see a cop harassing a homeless person in McKenzie Park, I'll tell you, I'll come up to that cop and I'll say, pardon me, you just proved you ain't even needed. If you're going around creating crimes, and then I'd say to him on top of that, are you that sick and sadistic to further knock down somebody? And then I'll tell the cop on top of that, how much money did the Bay County Jail pay you in cash at the end of the night for taking homeless people and throwing them in jail like they're trash? I don't back down. I don't back down from no cops. If a cop,
sounds like you're calling just to give a cop a hard time, sir, which is very rude and inconsiderate.
All right, first of all, number one, I don't understand why it is I can't have this cop who I witnessed. Seems to me, Officer Rickard, a citizen is not to be believed. A citizen is not to be trusted, but they'll believe a dirty cop over a citizen. Now we can.
I'm not sure. I don't know
we can prove. Well, let's put it this way: that cop, if the facts are proven, no, not proven, by preponderance of evidence, okay? Because we're not in the court of law, okay? Now, a scenario: if a cop goes to a bicyclist, get on the sidewalk, or I'll arrest you. Is that a dirty cop or a clean cop?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
That's right. You weren't there, so in other words, what I got to say will not be taken into consideration?
Of course it will. And I tell you right now, sir, I am not sure what occurred, but you being a witness to an event that occurred, if you believe that was a wrongdoing by an officer of the law, it is your civil duty to report that officer doing something wrong. However, if you are wishing to file a report or a complaint against an officer for wrongdoing, there is a required way of going about it. Now, that particular standard is to come to the Vanderbilt City Police Department, file a Form 1. Not only file Form 1, but you can also request that supervisor for that particular
number one, it seems to me like cops have got a protection system to where it intimidates the hell out of a citizen. Oh, I'm sure in Ferguson, Missouri, I'm sure that they probably said, no, here's the point. Here's the point. I know that there's this systemic problems of corruption of cops all over the United States. Okay? Now, you was with the federal department, so that I'm sure you know people right now that you could call the FBI, and it seems to me people are like, well, that's just a trashy bicyclist going down the road. Hey, his life don't mean anything. And I'd like to know something, Officer Record. When's the last time that punk cop went up to somebody in a Cadillac and said, you ride on the sidewalk or I'll arrest you and throw you in jail?
I am not sure, sir.
Well, we'll know exactly who he is. We'll know exactly because he's appointed on a GPS at that time at the intersection there at at 23rd Street and Wilson Avenue, 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm sure for keeping track of the officer's safety, they know exactly where they are, and they know who that cop is. And let me tell you something. You tell that punk cop, you tell him I'm going to teach him a lesson within the bounds of the law. I'm going to let him not forget. He's never going to mess with a bicyclist again.
Well, it's very responsible of you, sir. But I tell you, the best way to get to that officer and to get him back for his behavior, if it was in a negative fashion, is to respond to the Panama City Police Department, 1209 East 15th Street, and talk to a supervisor and file a report.
Let me ask you something. Is the Panama City Police Department a stagnant, or are they interested in improving the services? I noticed that you've got a propaganda sign that says on your building there, your cop shop, dedicated to people. Excellence. Service is excellence. Okay? That's a...
It's not quite that. It says dedicated to excellence, people serving people.
Oh, in other words, what you...
That's what we stand for. We
Right.
respond to calls, we handle situations, and we basically try to help the public the best we can to keep the public safe, not only from others, but from themselves. Now, if there's an officer not doing his or her job, it is your simple duty to respond to the department and make us aware of it.
Then I want you...
Report here at the police department, talking on the phone about the same situation over and over again is not going to get the situation resolved. The best thing to do is respond here, and we can take a report, sir.
I'm making a verbal complaint over the phone right now where I feel safe in my home, where I've got to take and put 2x4s on my door as if I'm a drug dealer, but I have a sign on my door says no drugs allowed in my place. But that's the way I got to keep my place, because I ain't afraid of the blood. I ain't afraid of the Crips, the gangs. I'm afraid of the cops.
Like an officer out to your residence?
Oh, you mean an intimidator? You talking about a gangster?
To help you with your situation, sir. If you would like, we can have an officer respond to your residence and take a report there, or we can have you come here and do a report.
Oh,
We cannot
okay.
do it over the phone.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way.
Officer, at the record, you do have a computer. You do have a computer, right?
Of course I do, sir.
All right, you have a computer.
I can do my job without one, but the city does provide me
All right.
one to do my job to be more efficient.
All right, you have access to the internet, right?
For work-related issues only, not for anything else.
You got a smartphone, right?
Sir, I'm not authorized to use my phone while I'm performing my duties at work.
Then just
So,
write
not
this
right
down. Write this down.
now. Sure, what do you got for me?
Google PDF, oath of arrest and plot, PDF, which is a
One more time.
portable documents file, oath of arrest and prosecution. Go to it's only one.
Prosecution.
Right. It's only one page. Let me ask you something, Officer Record. Did you take your course at Gulf Coast Community College?
I did not, sir.
Okay. Now, anytime that a cop does an arrest, he has to swear under perjury that that was an arrest in good faith. Am I correct on that?
Always, sir.
All right.
But I'll tell you right now, if you want to handle this, sir, please respond to the police department. We can file have an officer respond to your residence.
I am filing. Okay. First of all, Officer Record, you told me that you have a pen. You told me that you have paper. You can write down. And then not only that, you can go to the records department there. Or maybe you can contact, Cynthia Raymer is?
I do not, sir.
She's with criminal investigations at the Panama City cop shop. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, right. And it seems to me she's there to cover up for the cops. Now, I want to know, do you think it's okay for a cop to take and threaten a bicyclist? He's going to throw him in jail because he's trying to get down the road like everybody else in traffic?
Sir, you are repeating the same thing over and over again.
That's right. And I can guarantee you, if I had you on a stand, let me explain something to you, okay?
You have a nice day. Send me a drink.
Yes, Garrett, I just got finished talking to Officer Rickard, I think, in the Panama City Police Department, and he goes, well, I wasn't there. Gee whiz, what kind of IQ test?
Jim, hold on. I got a customer. Hold on.
Administrative Office of the Florida Highway Patrol. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. To continue in Spanish, please press 2. If you are calling to report a traffic crash or highway violence, press 8. To reach a system directory, press 9. For Florida Highway Patrol crash records, press 4. For driver license, tag title, or traffic court information, press 5. To reach an operator, press 7.
Can you see a first responder?
Offices of the Mayor, Commissioner, City Manager, and Assistant City Manager of the City of Panama City. Our regular business hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. If you... Please hold a moment. I can't take your call right now. I'm either on the phone or away from my desk. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, and have a good day.